Another lovely Saturday at the Sexy Brutale. It's the same Saturday, but actually, we can't even tell if it's lovely. We're currently underground after going down in the Firebird Furnace elevator. But hey, at least don't have to worry about it being a little bit too late in the day. It automatically does this. I didn't even try to activate the watch there.
So what is our goal for today?
Now that is an interesting question because, of course, well, we don't really have anybody to save now. There's, as of the last episode, Thanos and Orym were kind of the last guests of the entire hotel. The only person that is remaining is, well, the mysterious Marquis. Are we going to find something out about that in this episode? Oh, you know it.
Now,
because after all, we're diving into the very depths of the entire hotel where secrets of all kinds tend to be kept, right?
I remember that at the end of the last episode, we went down in this elevator after we saved someone. Is that right?
2 people, in fact.
Yeah. Okay.
The goldsmith and the architect.
Yes.
And so I got the ability now to look around and see what each of the... That's where I get all of the room lore that I've been showing up until this point. Handwritten in mirror. Oh, shut up. Is that a Count of Monte Cristo reference?
Or a Leonardo da Vinci
Oh, no,
reference.
he didn't write. It wasn't mirror writing. He wrote it with his left hand.
Oh, okay.
But anyway. And yeah, by the way, there's the dumbwaiter. If you're wondering where that well, there's the playing card. But if you're wondering where that hand that I was getting out of there actually went, and because we're stuck in a time loop, is that going to be meaningful? It's a clever little puzzle solution.
Okay.
This is all one of those things where it's just like if we didn't spend 6 months in between every episode, it would make no sense. My inability to have any sort of consistent way of putting out content remains as terrible as ever. I didn't even remember it coming out this fast, but
we
there you go.
we really need to stop ending the tours in the basement.
Well, whatever. Look. If you're going to watch content on my channel, I would highly recommend instead, waiting until the series is done so that you're not extremely frustrated by the infrequency of episodes coming out. Look, make an entire evening of it. Pour yourself a glass of brandy, sit down with your trying to even think like the poisoned drinks and Firebird stuff. I'm trying to make some sort of comparison to this game and watch the episodes.
Yeah, of course, always watch the
You'll
episodes.
get it right.
That's the most important thing. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to encourage. I'm like during a pledge drive, in public radio or public TV. I'm the producer standing over you, encouraging you to spend money. Remember to watch the series.
Anyway. All right. Yes. Yeah, as always, the mansions of the rich are very lurid and filled with many secrets.
These
There's hardly any sort of exception.
These seem pretty underwhelming. This basement is kind of like... it's not
we haven't seen the entire thing just yet.
True.
We're kind of like looking through it right now, after all. And hey, there is... And this... You remember that we might have actually been into the basement previously, but this is where the real basement is at.
Ooh, interesting.
So there's that mystery solved yet again, meaning that we have even more ways to wind around the entirety of the manor here.
Yeah. I wonder if they have...
I know nothing about this game. Oh, by the way, we're streaming this. I don't even know if I mentioned that.
Is there...
I know nothing about this game. I'm just here for the pee-pee-poo-poo content. Don't worry, we'll be getting that as well.
Is there like
a little bit classier than usual? I mean, this is supposed to be... It's a murder mystery in a very rich man's mansion.
Now, is there like
sort of
a coherent map showing everything, like how everything is connected?
it's on the pause screen. You just don't see me look at it an awful lot. In fact, you can see it in the upper right corner.
Oh, yeah, I mean, but is it like a consistent map? Like, if you actually like drew it out, like you used like a CAD drawing, would it be sensible? Or is it kind of like theater of the mind? Oh, wow, no, it is pretty detailed.
Yeah, the problem here with how it works is the fact that some of the doors have that like ghostly blue fire around it, which is what makes it a little bit more video game layout.
Oh, okay.
And that's sort of the difference. the difference around here. Ah, yes, my flaming skeleton paintings in the background.
Oh, where did
Really
we deal with
adding-
that, like, those walkways? Like, I remember we had something to do with that, right? Or
Well, as it turns out, there's actually quite a few things to be doing here. As we can see, rich people, I guess.
Mhm.
You know, with our giant locked tree full of wires in the basement here.
I hate it when I lose the key to my tree. And I can't open
When
it.
you lose the key to your ornate tree in the basement,
Yes.
it's like, how am I gonna get my jumper cables out of there?
Exactly.
The ones I have are getting worn out, and I'm worried that my battery is dying.
Yeah, all the bondage equipment is in the locked tree. And drugs.
Okay, realistically, yeah, that's probably what would be down there. We're in a very rich person's mansion, and as we all know, once you get to a certain amount of wealth, you do get very much into either
Well, you have to find something.
Well, then, this is
money can't satisfy everything.
Money can apparently get you some interesting looking rooms, though.
Yeah. I mean, it can get you some beautiful rooms.
Ah, yes, the gambling dimension. Only true gamblers know of its location, much less how to actually access it.
I think this is like,
I'm rich enough to have a portal into it in my basement.
that looks like an Indiana Jones puzzle where you're supposed to walk over it by naming your hand, and each card flies up to provide a step for you.
No, it's actually even more straightforward than that. I've been collecting cards the entire game. Well, once you collect certain cards...
I love the description. It's like, light this on fire.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, no, you got it. you got the shtick here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, anyway, in our... Yeah, this would be the bondage part of the basement, I think we can say with relative certainty.
Yeah, or just the jail. I mean, it could just be, you know, you get rich enough, you have need for a jail on a regular basis. It's like...
What sort of needs would you describe those as?
It's the ultra rich version of just like having a guest room, which is already pretty rich.
Sexual needs.
I mean, I would say that was like a pretty comfortable jail cell. That doesn't look like, oh, a cage that you just...
You're not actually supposed to hurt people when you're doing BDSM, you know?
Well, I know, but it's like, it's not even like humiliating. It's just like, it's a small, you know, room. It's kind of like a little hotel room.
Sort of has a very, I don't know, modest bed in it.
I mean, motel room, I guess.
Yes, the motel room. I mean, they certainly have plenty of other guest rooms that exist in here, too. They don't have to put it next to the gambling dimension. Unless you're really into gambling, I suppose.
Well, you know, you're in...
Okay, I don't really know. I think I did this for just an unreasonable amount of time, by the way. I'm fairly certain that there was a cut there, if I remember correctly.
Okay, yeah, you know,
it's like, okay, this is not the solution to this puzzle.
You ever play...
For God's sake, me.
Like, I played puzzle games. I played this game, I think it was called, like, Cage or something. Moncage, whatever. I don't know. But it was like, there was this puzzle where you just gotta water this plant. You gotta go through the seasons, water the plant, and it's like this really elaborate thing. And it just took me like an hour, and eventually I just had to look it up.
Also, next to the gambling dimension, we have,
It was similar to the Goragoa game, if anyone's ever played that.
Oh, I think I have it. I think I do actually know about that one.
It's kind of the same thing.
Moa and
like,
Page, apparently.
You have to find
yeah, here we're in the place where they made
the right perspective.
Darth Vader, I guess.
I'm just gonna type the name into this stream chat so people know what the fuck I'm talking about.
People already said it.
Oh, they did? No, I don't think they said it. That was the one. And then
yeah, it was David Kaj.
Yeah, of course. Of Omicron. No, that was the actual name. Never mind. That's not a bit. That's just the actual name.
Well, the game is supposed to be called The Nomad Soul, but
right.
It was called Omicron in the English version because I don't know.
Are we performing?
Anyway, yeah, press the
surgery?
buttons in order. As I once again am currently trying to create Darth Vader.
Oh, is that because of the no in the background?
No, it's because of the big.
I thought that was pretty good. Come on. Literally, it's
the Da Vinci machine.
Okay.
Da Vinci.
Yeah.
Yes, this is quite the curious area so far. Needless to say. And thankfully, for whatever reason, the gigantic... Yeah, sure, why not?
Huh. So the person...
And for whatever reason, the gigantic elevator we came down in is counted as a clock.
Huh. Yeah.
So yeah, if you are a fan of either the gambling dimension or recursive pinball machines, we got it all down here.
The Victorian steampunk pinball machine.
I don't think this is that old.
No, I just mean that's what it looks like. It looks like it's built like an organ, like a pipe organ.
Well, that's what the Sexy Brutale I think is supposed to look like from the outside, but you never really get a good look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a head? Yeah, that was actually one of the staff members who was apparently being operated on that table. Well, they have sort of a gas mask thing going on, and I guess that would be why.
Okay, so what are we doing? We're feeding gas to that person.
We started up the ventilation for that guy. Ah, wait, that was a mistake. We started up the ventilation for that guy, and that unlocked one of the tree.
Okay.
Thing. Like, this is look. By the time we get to the gambling dimension, I think that's when things get a little bit more abstract.
Okay.
Although we do get to see the guys here. These are the ones that red and gray, if I remember, on the stage were the ones that killed them. They're setting up that entire plot right now. Not that it really matters. We already saved them long ago. There's literally a clock on top of it. I don't know. Fair enough.
Oh yeah, I think you were the one who recommended that. Is that right? This is a good game.
Anyway, and there is also another side here, including a place to actually use that arm that I got a little bit earlier.
Okay, so there's a king. So it's all... This is such a confusing game. Like, what's happening at any given time. The puzzles seem like they're not that bad.
Oh, no, they're actually pretty easy. I've said that before, where it's just like the puzzles are not supposed to be like extremely difficult. It's more like it's just all very finely crafted, and that's what I like about it. So anyway, yeah, we saw these. We saw the robots here earlier. They're the ones that are actually manning the table that Clay was at before he got moidalized by poison.
Is that death?
I guess. Again, you get to see a lot of very some of the other like inner workings of how some of this goes around here, and also gambling dimensions. Once again,
so from a just from a game design perspective, this feels like they're just like throwing the kitchen sink at this. This is just like whatever they had on hand. They're like,
very much so.
These are the last. They're like, we've got all these assets. We need to do something with them so they're not wasted.
Yes, and if you're wondering, I did wait around in this room. Each one of the portraits goes out as the light above them goes out as they are killed in the game. It does not do anything. It's just a nice little touch. So, we also get sort of a yep, right there. Sixpence just died. But yeah, we get sort of like an idea of the very short description of how they die, and if there was actually an alternate way that they were intended to die.
Well, I always hate when I'm in a mansion and I find a portrait of myself with the exact time and method of my death.
Well, yeah, but I mean, rich people. I feel like the murder room. Yeah, okay, this is also a place that we're in.
Well, I mean, and the cause of death is just like, well, then, hit in the back of the head while looking at the death portraits. That's not cool.
I just shoot him with a gun, and it's like, okay, thanks. Certainly, I'm worth a little bit more than that. Can't you drown me in, I don't know, a gigantic vat of Jello or something?
I can't hear the music because of the echo. What is it playing?
It is indeed. I I don't know if it's playing a specific song, but it is indeed playing something when you walk on it.
Okay.
Again, good touch. I think that the only thing in there is to get I remember, we'll see this a little bit later when I actually look at the lore stuff, but that room is supposed to be where all of the announcements that we've been seeing come from.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Which is a very like a late 18th century way of setting up a speaker system, I guess.
Yeah.
And not every single one of these rooms has something to do with opening up the big tree. Some of them are just for cards.
Now, do you actually get to play, or is it just like overhead?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. Somehow they cheaped out on creating a pinball machine for one little bit of side content.
Well, it could have been
Like, come on, developers. What are you thinking?
I guess it wouldn't make sense in this format because, you'd have to, like, arrest time just so you can play a game for 5 minutes.
At the same time, it's like I've seen other games that have done dumb garbage like that before, too.
Oh, I love that kind of dumb garbage, like that minigame stuff. I don't know who
we
said
put
it.
an entire minigame in here to be played for 5 seconds.
But, like, somebody said that, a game is good if and only if it has a fishing minigame. And I agree with that.
Ugh. By the way, it doesn't appear in Pony Island, but the fishing minigame will be appearing in the upcoming game in the Inscription trilogy.
Ooh,
so
okay.
Look forward to that.
Nice.
Light the tree on fire? Okay, now come on. The lighter has one very simple purpose, and it is just to... The way that it works is that we just, light up candles with it.
Mm-hmm.
It hasn't really been appearing too much here because, ghosts. Okay, yeah, sure, that's, I didn't need that statue anymore.
By the way, a locked tree, that's how trees used to be, so that's got to be at least 200 years old. But they don't make them like that anymore.
Oh yeah, I don't think that the Sexy Brutale was intended to be, of course, created by the Marquis. It wasn't like a repurposed mansion or anything like that. But he could have also just brought that in here at some point in time. He's a very rich man, you understand?
I mean, sometimes you'll see like a little keyhole on a tree, like just a little one. Like but they've kind of bred that out of trees these days. Like it's smaller if it's there at all. It's like seeds.
Yeah, they just use fobs.
Yeah. It's kind of sad.
It's way easier and, less cumbersome.
But unless you lose the key.
Am I right? Then you got to go pay $15 to get a replacement.
I hate that, yeah.
All the jobs that I've had in recent years. I haven't actually lost that, but I do know that is a thing.
Yeah.
So here's where I figure. Okay, so if we're doing like this graveyard puzzle, that I think the borders around the characters as they appear in the guests to save and you're supposed to match that up with the flowers here.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Something like that. At least that was my going idea. But of course, there was just like, stuff like, oh, the gold flower is going to go to Arum. Of course. The good way to put in credits. Oh, these aren't credits. These are just the characters that actually appear in the game.
Aurum Goldflower.
Much like where things are getting a lot more abstract in general, of course we do get... things are just getting weird. Yeah.
Yeah, this is even weirder than this game normally is. It's just...
Normally this game is just goofy and about a very, very rich man. Now it's just...
It's still very goofy. It's just very complicated also.
Yeah, and there's where I figured out it's like, oh, the description for each one of the flowers gives you a much better idea of where you're supposed to be putting places and things.
Okay, yeah.
Like, all right, fine.
Now, are you on a time limit here, or do you have to get this all done?
Oh, I'm still on the same time limit as always.
Okay.
It's just, I gotta say, you don't have too far to walk at this point.
Yeah.
Nor do you really have anywhere else to go.
Okay.
I guess you can exit through the secret door in the basement, but
I think you need to get all the different wires going to that tree, and then once you do that,
You think?
the lock will open, and then the key will fall out.
Yes, and that's where we get the tree key.
And once you get the tree key...
Hey, girl, you know I like to get tree keys.
Once you get the tree key, then you can lock it back up, and then you can unlock it with the tree key. And then you can go in and see what's inside.
That sounds like the sort of thing that would be appearing in an old school survival horror game, certainly.
Well, you need a tree key to open the tree lock.
You need to heat up the tree key so that it turns into a rock key.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, well, there's only one other place to be going in here. That is just side
key.
content type of stuff. So
to open the petrified
back into the
door.
prison. And yes, as you probably would guess, it's like it's supposed to be something you do over multiple loops instead.
Okay.
All right. And that's where I'm just like, I'll restart it up. And then walk back in here, even larger. How long would a man have to water this? It's as if this might be less of a time loop than we were thinking.
Huh.
No, it is.
Oh, it is. Okay.
No. Don't worry. I think that you can start to kind of piece together some of the stuff that's happening, but you're going to be able to do that even better as soon as we walk into the gigantic tree.
Oh, okay.
It is...
This is such a ridiculous thing to base the entire last main level on. It's like, oh, you gotta open that tree.
Oh, last main level, you say?
Last main level, I do say. What?
People are gonna notice that there's not a final after this. Rich people, am I right?
I'm not trying to trick you guys. I know as much as you do. Oh, what is going on? I
like this part of the game. It's fun.
Yeah.
And here we got the gold mask guy. Seen him just kind of wandering around the mansion just randomly, but never in a way that you can actually talk to him.
He looks like the
bird. At least aside from that one point where I was able to talk to him on the stage, but...
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That guy looks like the Burger King, who's trapped.
I don't know what to say. Yes, as it turns out, this was a Burger King tie-in game where we're torturing the Burger King, forcing him to look at everybody being murdered and cry. Mm-hmm. Crying bloody tears. Mm-hmm. Burger King Corporation was very, very much a huge fan of that.
This is the cool...
They love that sort of direction to take.
This is the new generation of the cool spot.
Yeah, I mean, certainly. I mean, Cool Spot did, in fact, have a video game.
Yes, that was actually quite a good game. Had a great soundtrack.
Well... As it turns out, due to the omnipresent abilities that the Gold Mask Man has over the universe, not really too much can do in that room. But hey, got a new item.
Mm-hmm. Did you?
And now, God, it took me so long to find this. It took me so long to figure out. Yes, you can actually leave through. Yeah, the fact that in the main hall here, that is considered like a stained glass window, that it's like that is in fact something else you can break.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it looks like it fits in pretty well with everything. I didn't even consider that it's because where else are you supposed to be using this ring? Mm-hmm. I could not figure it out. Mm-hmm. But anyway.
I like that this game...
at this point, I was trying to wait around, because you remember how somebody always falls out of the window? I think it's supposed to be sixpence, but... I wanted to see if I could actually see that happening. And it did as soon as I went down the stairs. Damn it! Well, anyway, can't even get a good look at him, but... maybe for the best. He did get shot in the face.
I just like how this game just, has every element of, every conceivable thing that you could have in a mansion. It has every one of them. It has everything. Name something.
As Chris Redfield would say, what a mansion.
What a mansion, what a mansion, what a mighty fine mansion.
Well, I mean, he also does say that in the game.
Oh, okay.
Yes. But I mean, of course, we have...
knowledge of
I
this
can peek through this door if I wanted to.
Wait. Knowledge of this place, you know...
That's just the ability that Thanos mask gives you. That's where we get the lore, the room lore.
Oh, okay.
And of course, because where else am I going to use this at this point? All right, into the vacation manor. Mm-hmm. Or not.
Oh, yeah, it's kind of a guest house.
Well then.
Huh. Why is it all on fire?
And I'll tell you why it's probably not on fire.
I mean,
I'm trying to get a good segue into this next thing I'm going to say. Boy, the game runs really badly in here. I don't know what's up with that. Anyway, hey, the mansion's on fire.
Wow.
Well, it seems like we have solved the problem. No, this doesn't solve anything. In fact, it actually really makes things significantly worse, as it turns out.
Well, that's what fire tends to do, in my experience at least.
Yes, I mean, it's rare that I start something on fire and I'm like, everything is fixed.
Yeah, well, with a car.
Yes, Ego, your comment before about lighting it on fire. Are you satisfied now?
You know that would be untrue. You know I would.
Yeah, I want to check the map real quick because it's just like, is it the same?
If I was to say to you, we're gonna solve this problem by lighting it on fire. Don't solve problems by lighting them on fire. Don't solve problems by lighting them on fire.
Look, see the behind the painting. It's a big skull. I mean, that would be cool if I wasn't in a place that was on fire right now.
Don't solve problems by lighting them on fire. Okay, sorry.
The game kind of starts chugging here, which is weird. But anyway. All right, well, that was a fun diversion. Let me just, I think it's about time that I make my egress, if you all don't mind. It's been a lovely party. Big fan of the creative ways that you ended up murdering everybody, and I'm gonna just get going.
Yeah, I think this is a good time to make your exit.
I said egress because it's a fancier word.
Yeah. Is the Irish goodbye when you leave without saying anything? Is that when you pretend to leave and then you don't, like, for another hour?
I have never heard that phrase before.
Okay.
Well, anyway, that was fun. Time to go back into the house for real this time.
Okay. Well, it doesn't appear to be on fire. Yeah.
No, it actually seems to be rather pleasant out here.
Pretty normal.
Would you talk to Lucas? He seems troubled. Yeah, he sure does.
Mm-hmm.
Probably due to the whole being on fire part.
Yeah, that tends to trouble people.
They tend to be at least slightly perturbed when that sort of thing happens to them.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, this is the Count's wife.
Oh, okay.
The Count's Marquise wife. Just like he is married. We never saw her either, but there is certainly a very similar character that has been appearing throughout the game up until this point.
Mm-hmm.
Just Superman style. Hug it until it turns into a diamond.
She's literally doing that. Okay. So did it literally transform? Like that used to be like a sapphire?
Yeah, that was the ring that I used to get to get into the mansion on fire and then to get out here.
Okay.
Well, he's probably not going to love it when it's a smoldering pile of rubble.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll get right to that. And in fact, I do believe that we are going to be getting right to that because... No, we got a lot of lore to go through. I forgot about that.
Oh. Are you just doing...
Don't worry about that.
Are you doing a final lore dump for this second to last episode?
I think we'll still have... Yeah, this is pretty much going to be, I think, like the major final lore dump.
Mm-hmm.
But aside from that, you sort of get like the... I think you can start to put things together.
You are wildly overestimating my ability to put things together.
Well, we have one more episode where they're going to put it together for you.
Okay.
They're going to shove the puzzle pieces into your eyeballs, and you'll be able to understand it just fine.
Okay. Not unlike A Clockwork Orange.
Yes, of course. I mean, as always, it's just like, I can give you the rundown, but look, why bother when the game's going to do that itself?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay, come on now.
Wait, really?
Like, I think we figured it out at this point in time.
The ring is going to be used as an item, and then we're gonna win the game with the item, the new.
Yes, the new item.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the room where Aurum died. Specifically, they're talking about the Firebird, the furnace. There was at the top of the Heaven and Hell staircase a room that I just could not get into at all. Actually leads to the place at the very beginning of the game. And now, got the ability to go back.
Ooh.
Also, finally, an explanation for what is the deal with these mirrors, because they are way too ornate to just not mean anything.
I thought they just didn't mean anything. Okay, well, I'm surprised.
But yes, hey, we got fast travel. We unlocked fast travel.
So this is establishing the game as a Metroidvania and a roguelike.
I mean, it's more like, hey, this is the last thing, so you can go and do like all the card collection and whatnot. Mm-hmm. There are still cards and everything around here.
Okay.
Oh, hey, man, I'm back. You're not going to try and kill me again, or whatever you're going to do.
Any game with fast travel is a Metroidvania, if it isn't immediate.
Oh, yeah, because Metroid, very well known for having fast travel.
Well, I mean, if it isn't immediately available to you, but you get it through an item upgrade, then it's a Metroidvania.
I don't even know. I don't even remember when any sort of Metroid game actually did that.
Yeah, but they have the doors that you can't open until later. It's the same
That's
principle.
true. They do. Convenient. It's convenient, like I said, mostly for the sake of like doing a little bit of extra like secret collection than anything else. Getting the rest of the invitations or the cards, for example.
I'm sorry. This is where my contribution to the episode just goes into a tailspin.
And you weren't even streaming Binding of Isaac for 4 hours before
I know.
this.
I have half an hour of banter in me.
I can't believe we have another episode to record.
I know. And we'll do it, but it won't be good.
Well, how's that different than anything else that we do?
That's true. Yeah.
Yep. Now we're getting it's actually very like this reminds me of like Persona 4 music. Something about that.
Huh.
Neat. I suppose this comes with the ability to do like time travel and all that. Disbelief, agony, some very blobby CGI blood, like he's in an old Star Trek movie. I don't think we ever actually got to see Clay die specifically.
Welcome, gamblers, to the gambling dimension.
Yes. Oh, if only he knew. If only he knew about the gambling dimension, we could have sent him down there. I don't even know how we would play with gigantic novelty cards, but certainly the sense of peace that you get from going in there would be enough.
Mm-hmm.
Sad robot.
Oh, so Death is a robot?
I guess I did actually go and wrest the invitation off of him, but I don't think I showed that on camera. Remember this pretty well. We do also get to see the other woman that I cannot remember the name of, who got dumped in
So
here.
we're just doing a full world tour of all the people who get killed and that we save in one timeline.
Of course, you also do get like the explanation of, I never actually owned something this big, but I would have liked to.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Barely. Tequila, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
Tequila dumped in here at the end of her death. This goofy one. with the silly top hat and everything.
Mm-hmm. Tequila's body is covered in deep cuts.
Man, we really do have like a what am I trying to think of? A delay time between this.
No, I just was slow. I was trying to think of like a deep cut, from music.
Covered in
or a deep reference.
Rolling Stone albums. Okay.
That's not a deep cut. That's one of the most popular bands in history.
But didn't they have an album called Deep Cuts? That's like the famous one.
Oh, really? Well, I didn't know about it.
I thought it was them, but I thought you would back me up on
But that's
this.
not a deep cut then. But I didn't know about it, so maybe it was.
Is it deep enough that you don't know about it?
It is, yeah.
Come on now. Anyway, after she died in a very poetic manner, I just threw her in the garbage. Look, I was kind of running out of ideas at this point in time. The way she died was pretty impressive.
I murdered her with the notes of a song.
Okay. Yeah.
Don McLean to Roberta Flack.
Well, anyway.
Wait, was that too
okay,
deep?
This guy's at least having a good time, I guess. Whatever. Yeah. This is the most literally and figuratively theatrical of them, I feel like.
I mean, yeah.
And then it ceased being a party as soon as they were gone.
Now, is this the actual layout of the mansion, or are you just happening?
Oh God, no! We are in Wacky Town.
Okay. I was gonna say it seems pretty odd that we're going right through all of these, but yeah, no, of course. These are different parts of the
Yes. And the way that the Golden Masked Man is talking wistfully about how, like, oh man, if only I actually did own a giant spider. And let me tell you, that stupid fish you saw was not actually real.
Okay.
That's not. Yes, I did own a big dumb fish, but that's not what it looked like. Are you starting to get it now?
This is the problem with like subtext, is that I have trouble interpreting the text.
Also, the 6 months thing. Yep. That would have been something.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that would be more befitting of a place that I owned if I was incredibly rich.
Mm-hmm.
But
so he did have a mansion.
I do get the sense, speaking of having certain pride in your work, that I made a big, huge. That's right. I dreamed up a big, huge fire furnace elevator thing.
Yeah. So he had a mansion, it just was pretty boring, actually. Like
or at the very least, it wasn't fantastic.
Quite as extra as this.
No, certainly they didn't have any sort of top hat wearing fish inside of it.
Okay. What a shame. If only I had a fish with a top.
Yeah. Very disgusting. I'm literally disgusted by you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, there is indeed one more person that we've seen on the pause screen the entire time here.
But there's one person.
Still has yet to make an appearance. Okay, you know who it is.
Wait, is it me?
That's right, it was you.
It was me all along.
By having my computer be used as a soul portal for so many different games.
Especially the Nomad Soul.
Was able to entrap your immortal soul within it.
What? I'm sorry.
You have been dying continuously for the past 6 months. We really should have done this series sooner.
Yes, this was the epic. This was the epic thing you were building towards. It was all me. It was always about me all along.
Yep.
Of course.
A game that came out many years ago at this point in time.
It had to be.
I certainly had nothing to do with.
That's why you couldn't play it. That's why we had to wait to finish it so long, because it was me. And after this, I'm gonna die.
Well, no, more like after this is gonna be delisted from Steam due to Soul Portal reasons. I think that's against TOS.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You know how that. You know how that. They're real big sticklers for entrapping people's souls in video games, which is a wonder. I think David Cage must have them on like the payroll or something, which is the only reason why Omicron's still up there.
Well, I mean, I think Epic Games doesn't have any. You know, they don't have any problem.
Oh, that's just written into the end user license agreement for using the Epic Store in the first place. It just takes your soul.
It's also $30.
Oh man, you had to pay in so many ways.
Mm-hmm.
Eleanor, you know somehow that the grave is real and she is here.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed. And finally, here's the actual door that I'm supposed to be going through.
Mm-hmm.
A ring time. Oh no, we got some time before we use the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, it's this door that we're going to use the ring on, but we got one more episode, I suppose, is what I'm trying to say.
Oh yeah, the steam room.
Yes, that's where they keep the steam for the steamed hams.
Mm-hmm. Aurora Borealis.
Anyway, clean up. So, here's what the gambling dimension actually looks like when you got all the cards.
Okay.
And at the end of it, you get the Ace of Hearts. Pretty fitting, I would like to say so.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you do need to get like each one of the cards and later on before you're even able to go in there.
Every other card you have to get before you can do that.
Mm-hmm. Well, not every other card, but some of the more obscure ones.
Okay.
All right, and here we got Thanos, who I was, I guess, technically able to get in the previous episode if I was just going to wait around in this room, but this episode is supposed to be about the gigantic evidence basement.
Mm-hmm.
That wraps up the murder mystery.
Okay.
So it makes a little bit more sense.
So this is the war section.
Yep, we are firmly in Lore Town, baby.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Getting all of the lore about, you know, each one of the very weird abstract fantasy rooms. Like even more fantasy than normal now that we've kind of like had that reveal here.
Okay.
Broken mask, I don't know about that. It's clearly a giant. It is clearly intended to be a giant tree. Really, come on.
Mm-hmm.
Saw this earlier, but you know.
Well, trees. It has a lock, like all trees. So.
Yes, it's got the tree lock, of course.
The track.
We've gone over this before. It's like how many times do we need to? Like certainly, this is a very easy to understand concept for everybody watching this video right now.
Mm-hmm. Of course. So much so that it's odd that we're even talking about it.
Indeed. Feel hundreds, thousands of tally marks, counting the days, months, years. That's right, we're in the Everhood. No, that's a reference to a video game that I didn't even play on the channel. Yeah, it's the gambling dimension. It's Gambler's Paradise. I don't know what you're talking about.
Gambler's Paradise or Gambler's Hell?
Been living most of my life inside the card dimension. Gambling Paradise. And that is everything for the basement. Next time, the finale.